This is an interesting topic because a lot of people have asked me this like crazy. So I decided to do a video on it. So if I had to start all over today from zero, I mean no money, how would I be able to make it? And how would I be able to get back on top? So this is what I would have did. First thing I do is I go apply for food stamps. And let's say that I couldn't even get applied. I'm gonna get approved anyway because I ain't got nothing. So I'm gonna end up getting it. Once I would have got them food stamps, or let's just say that that's gonna take too long, but I need to eat today. I gotta make money today, or something like that. What I would do is I would go and provide my services. I would come up on like maybe $50. You know what I'm saying? I can go wash somebody's car. I can go and do something, any kind of service. I can provide that. I'll come up on $50 for that. I ain't worried about that. Take that $50, go to Sam's Club and Costco's, or have somebody go in there for me and give me some candy, chips, and drinks. And I would take that to the park and sell that. I sell it to a whole bunch of kids in the park and their mothers and all that. And I would do that hustle. Once I made that, I would have made like a good $300-400 from that, just through donations and just even selling the products. And I would do that for maybe about like a week straight. That I'd be up until I get to like $1,000. Then once I would have came up on that $1,000, I would have took that $1,000 and I would have went and opened up a banking account. And once I opened up a banking account, I would have took that $1,000 and I would have went and got me 2 secured credit cards. 2 of them, both of them for $300. Really, both of them for $400. And I would have kept the other 2. And I would have been rebuilding my credit. I would have been building my credit immediately. And I would have had like a 600 score around like in 3 months. And I would have kept building my credit from there, and I would have kept getting limit increases. By the time I get my limit increases within another, I would have held it for like good 6 months. 6 months, I would have ended up getting a limit increase to probably about like maybe close to about like $5,000 or something like that. And I would have took that money and I would have opened up an eBay account and an Amazon sellers account. And I would have hired somebody to run that for me. And whenever I make my money, I would have gave them a cut of that and I would have kept running it and running it and running it while I'm building my credit. Now, I know y'all saying, well, at that time, you know, that ain't enough for you to be able to get nothing to eat. Well, how you gonna end up getting somewhere to sleep? Well, how would I get something to eat? That ain't nothing. All I would do is I would just go to the restaurants, like whether it's Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, it don't matter. I would offer my services again. Hey, can I clean the tables? Can I clean the bathroom? Can I, take out the trash? I just want to get something in my stomach. I'm not asking for a handout. I just want to get something in my stomach because I'm hungry. And I would do this for a minute until I came up on my money, because I'm in survival mode. As far as like getting a place to sleep, man, I would have went to these cheap hotel rooms, maybe about like around like 11, maybe 12 o'clock at night, and I would have got like a little $42 room, because using them cheap motel rooms and stuff like that, all I need to do is just have somewhere to sleep and have somewhere to shower. I would have did that because that would have been temporary. Because later on, my money would have ended up, I would have been making more than enough money to be able to kind of, later on, I would have made more than enough money to be able to put some type of decent shelter up over my head. That's how I would have did it. Now, I don't know about a lot of y'all. I don't know how y'all would do it, but that's what I would have did. That's exactly how I would have did. And I would have been back on top within like maybe a couple more years. It would take like 2, maybe 3 more years, I'd be back on top the way I was. Cars, if I really needed a car that bad, I wouldn't even get a car unless I'm using that to make money, just like I am now. And if I would have got a car, I would have used that as an asset. I would have signed up for Uber and DoorDash or something like that, or I would have rented that car out to the people who do Uber Eats and DoorDash, stuff like that. This stuff works because my ex-wife was doing it at one point. And people didn't care what kind of car it was, as long as the car was reliable and everything, as long as the car was running and everything good. They just needed the car just to do their deliveries and stuff. So I could easily rent that car out for $500 a week. No, $400 a week. I ain't gonna say $500 because it would have been a old regular car, something like that. $350 to maybe $400 a week. I would have rented that out. So that's how I would survive on that. So that's how I would have made it. You see what I'm saying? So if I had to start all over again just from scratch, I would have been back on top within like 3 or 4 years. So like I said, I don't know what y'all would have done, but that's what I would have done. Reginald IQ8 Williams, y'all. Make plans for your life. Don't let life make plans for you. Peace out.